What's up guys, it's your guy here DJ Cliff. Welcome again to this channel. If you're new, please make sure you subscribe to this channel and everything is just gonna work for us guys. So I've been doing videos about the virtual DJ, the cross DJ application, and also Sony Acid Pro 6 tutorial. If you've not seen those videos, make sure you've gone back and see those videos. If you're having queries about these three applications, make sure you've gone and commented or asked a query in the comment section so that I can also go to help you out. You know, there's one secret you need to know about these softwares. Mostly, number one is the user interface. When you look at the cross DJ application, there's usually the bit grid, that option where you get the bit grid edition, that some kind of a wave which I showed you previously on my previous video, and there's also the white line I usually showed you also on my previous video. If you are well familiar with the white line and the bit grid edition, that's where you're going to maybe do some changes on your waves. You can also use the bend option. Now the bend option, now it comes when now you are well, you know, you're more experienced in the cross DJ application. That's when now you're going to perform those tricks in the cross DJ application very well. I usually don't use the bend you know, the bend feature in the cross DJ application, just because, you know, sometimes you just really need to be very perfect. If you're not very perfect, you're going to mess up your mixes in the cross DJ application. It just works the same with the virtual DJ application. So like I've been telling you, on the virtual DJ application, you have to be looking at those boxes up there. I think they're the 4-bit. I usually prefer the 4-bit because that's the feature you can always use in the the virtual DJ application. It's very different from the cross DJ application, just because, you know, the cross DJ application is an Android version. The one usually I use is an Android version. I don't know if there's a PC version of the cross DJ application. So in case it is, I'm not well informed about that. When you are familiar with the user interface, actually you'll just know how to perform kind of tricks. For example, in the cross DJ application, the back scratch effect. The back scratch effect is just how you're going to perform with the echoes. You know, at some point of echo, there's some echo. There's a deep echo, there's light echo. Usually the bi-filter feature, you know, the bi-filter feature in the cross DJ application it also helps when you want to do some hot queuing, and maybe you want to do a transition where the songs they just gonna be like, you know, the Sony Acid. Usually I've seen that most people usually prefer the way Sony Acid mixes, like, you know, that style kind of scratches. And usually there's some others usually prefer the jog wheel scratch style, you know, the baby scratch. You know, in the Sony Acid you cannot perform the baby scratch because, you know, when we look at those waveforms, like for example, if we go, like if you've seen my previous video about the virtual DJ, I've shown you how you can set your keys to perform kind of a scratch, like letter G and letter J and letter H, like I previously showed you more about it. So if you've not seen that video, make sure you've gone back and see that video. So being well sorted out about the virtual DJ application is a very simple application, and it's just gonna help you out. Okay, before I continue, if you want those sound effects in the virtual DJ, of which I'm using in the virtual DJ and I'm also using in the cross DJ application, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Help me reach 5,000 subscribers, and I'm just gonna be donating these sound effects for those who have only subscribed to this channel for free. Because, you know, these sound effects, some of them are usually pay. Like for those who know, Wigman sound effects is usually not free. So you are going to purchase, you have to pay about maybe $700. No, not $700, $7, which when you convert it into US dollars, it's about 800 shilling, I'm sure, something like that. So some sound effects are not free, but I'm just gonna do it just for you because you have subscribed to this channel and it's worth it. So, but like you can see, my video is not just very clear because I'm using it's just a standard device and it's overly exposed, because when you see at the background it's a bit whiter. So the thing is, I'm looking forward to also change more about the video quality, just because you've subscribed and everything just gonna be well. Okay, the third thing is, you know, sometimes, you know, there's some kind of songs which, usually you will try to mix. First of all, you have to look at the audience. What kind of audience are you going to entertain? Specifically, these professional DJs are not telling you this. You have to look at the audience of which you're going to entertain, because all people want that song which usually goes at hand with the slow pace, because the old people, I mean, there's lots of changes in their bodies, and they've maybe lost some energy, because as you age, your energy drops down. So actually, when you look at the audience, you have to look the better song of which you're going to entertain your audience, isn't it? When you are going for a young people, young people usually love the thumping bass, that fast songs. I mean, that's fast tracks and fast songs which people can shake their bodies vigorously. So that's where I'm talking about that point. You have to look at the audience where you're going to entertain. Another thing is, there's something, okay, as a professional DJ, like for me, I know I'm a professional DJ. It's just that resources are not yet found. When I get these resources and capital, I'll be showing you more about this. Make sure you subscribe to help me out buy these resources. Anyway, there's something I want to tell you more that other professional DJs are not telling you. When you spice up your music or your mixes, they're going to be liked and people will like you. There's also way that, you can spice your mixes. There's some DJs who spice up their mixes so much where it comes now noise. Like, there's some DJs who can just scratch a lot on their mixes. I'm not going to mention any DJ in this, but there's a problem with that. If you're spicing your song too much, because you also know that when you go and spice your food so much, it's not going to be sweet. It can be sour, or even it can give you bad cramps or even diarrhea. So again, you have to minimize the amount of spices you put on your mixes to make sure that your music or your mixes are going to be liked by other people. That's what most people don't know about. Other thing is, as a DJ, you have to put your name in an orderly way so that at least you can try to market yourself, isn't it? So you have to look at kind of good way you can put your sound. You can market your name by providing good mixes, and your DJ drops are also well synchronized. It's not about just dropping any drops anywhere, but just, there's a mix going on and you drop a DJ drop where people don't expect it. Mostly, when you look at these mixes, for example, there's a way a song can go. Like if you listen to Martin Garrix's way of his songs, there's some point where it starts just the way, just simply, you can just try to put a simple drop out there, like a very slight drop. Then when it reaches at some point, maybe about 30 seconds, because his songs are usually, it usually reaches a point where there's climax, where the beat drops hard, So when now you listen to that point, that composer or that producer, Martin Garrix, for example, is very creative. He also gives a DJ a way that, a drop is coming or a hard hit is coming. So it reaches the point like it gives you a hint. That's where now you have to drop your sound effects. At least it's going to be synchronized with the tracks. It's not about dropping sound effects evenly, out there. You just drop it anywhere. It's not all about dropping your sound effects wherever or where you want it to be. So that's something you have to look at, okay, as a young DJ. Okay, for those who love mixes of the way Sony Acid mixes, mostly I'm not very sure about if US DJs usually prefer using the Sony Acid way of mixing, but when you look at particularly Kenyans, for example, because I'm a Kenyan and I'm proud to be Kenyan, even though our country is facing a lot of challenges, but that's the way it is. The thing is, our DJs usually prefer using the Sony Acid way of mixes. Just because the Sony Acid is just a software, you're going to pay for it, then you are having it in your laptop or even your PC. So it doesn't restrict you, the Sony Acid. The Sony Acid just gives you, if you're professional and you're well equipped, or you know the experience, the profession, about the Sony Acid is also a good way to scratch your mixes, isn't it? So make sure you have to look at your Sony Acid experience and the experience about the virtual DJs, because these are two softwares which match each other It's just that the Sony Acid is a software where, you know, you have to put some bars, because Sony Acid usually works on the principle, the principle of bars and, you know, MIDI. I'm not sure what what that means, but because I know you love mixes, I'm sure maybe you might know about it. So the bass in the Sony Acid is very different from the virtual DJ, because virtual DJ usually prefers, you know, you can do some maneuvers on your waves rather than the bass. So the Sony Acid is time consuming. By the way, if you are, you know, that's why the Sony Acid is a project. It is not just a way you can just do it in just some 10 minutes, the way you can do a mix in the virtual DJ mix in just 10 minutes and you're done. The Sony Acid takes much time. So if the more you are more experienced, the more you're going to have very little time in editing or cutting, you know, doing some tricks in the Sony Acid. So make sure you've gone back and seen that video on how you can at least get familiarized with Sony Acid. I previously showed you about the cuts, you know, the splits, you know, the back scratch. Okay, I've not done the back scratch. I've not showed you the back scratch effect, how you can perform it in the Sony Acid, but there's another video. I'm just gonna go and show you more about it. So guys, if you've loved this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and everything is just gonna be appreciated. Let me remind you, for those who are going to subscribe and you're a DJ, I'm just gonna do what? I'm just gonna give you these sound effects for free. So let's meet to the next video. Love you guys. It's your guy here, DJ Cliff. Bye bye.